Hey, you two, this is Southern Purple One, and welcome to Boots on the Ground, the old school. This is every report today is coming from you, the viewers out there, and what you're feeling, what you're seeing. So let's get right into it. JD, my business partner, went ahead and put our roll cards on 25% off. There's a coupon on Amazon. I'll put a link to it. So if you haven't got them and you're interested, basically, there's 300 cards in here that will give you different scenarios. So you can talk it through with your friends, with relatives, with people in your group, people you might want to recruit into your prepping group. And they cover all kinds of things like economic collapse, authoritarian government, bank runs, pandemic, emergency preparedness basics, natural and man-made disasters. There's 10 sections. I'll just read one card real quick just to give you what you're going to get. On September 16th, 2025, in a desolate landscape of Charlotte, North Carolina, under martial law rule, you are a citizen witnessing the government violent land seizure and prosecution of political opponents. You have been approached by a group of opposition activists who ask for your help in organizing a peaceful protest against the government. Participation in the protest could result in imprisonment, torture, or even death, but not participating means continuing to live under a repressive regime. And then it says, how do you weigh the moral duty to fight for change against potential risk to your own life? What factors influence your decision to either join the protest or decline? So those are like the questions, and basically it's to get you thinking and see what you will do. Let's get right into the important part. I'm just going to say I've received a lot of reports. Some of them I'm going to summarize at the end. But let's get right into it. Portland, Oregon, the Dollar Tree. They said they had many rows that they removed shelving and things are spotty. This person, Iowa, we are losing a Tyson pork plant in Iowa, closing for good. Lots of jobs going away. This person said, I was in the Florida Army National Guard for 20 years as a medical officer. I live in the Tampa Bay area, so hurricanes are a given. I do have a lot of emergency supplies for that problem. Right now, spring break has our streets pretty well clogged. Just for initial report with more to come if needed. Housing in the area is out of sight. I own a fairly plain 3-bedroom, 2-bath house, about 1,400 square feet. And Zillow and local real estate markets puts it valued at about $350,000. Many apartments are being built and filling up as soon as they are finished. A friend is a retired attorney in one of those older historical areas around here. He rents a duplex and gave up looking for a house when a small bungalow in that area went for $1 million. There are some new 250,000 square foot townhouses going in the market starting at $795,000. He goes on to say that he's pretty much set, got a full, pantry, extra stuff in the freezers. I grow some vegetables and fruit trees. I also firmly believe in the Second Amendment and is stocked up on that. I would really not be what you think of as a prepper, but I'm well stocked and like you, a Christian. I've heard many people go on and say you need to be in the rural areas if possible, but I can't because I have too many family members in the area and it won't make this feasible. So that's just an average guy. Or gal trying to tell you what they're doing. They're in the suburbs, so don't get discouraged if you're in the suburbs. You can do a lot in the suburbs. This is from northern Arizona in the high desert. Many folks don't know that it snows here in the mountains of Arizona, yet this winter has been very mild, and many of us fear this coming summer, little rain, and with the not much snow right now, there could be a water problem. I live in a small town, and they name it. Everyone shops in the nearby cities of Kingman, Prescott, and Flagstaff. Gas is high in our town, $3.99 a gallon. Prescott has the same gas for $3.29 a gallon. They went to a grocery trip and went to the Safeway. 10 pounds limit on New York steak, but it was at $5.47. Bacon's about $7 for 1.5 pounds. Coffee's about $7 for 12 ounces. And he goes on and on, giving the prices. They said they're fortunate to have a good job, and my husband has a good job. We own our own land and are building our home debt-free. My income supports our needs. My husband's income supports building our home. And they go into building prices. They're definitely higher, but they have come down a lot since the COVID times. So just another normal person trying to make it in this crazy economy. This person says, I'm a retired firefighter medic, and my wife is an ER nurse for 20 years. And they're looking to move out of South Florida. I actually sent them my number to give them some advice. So hopefully they call me. They're trying to get out of South Florida and go into the mountains. One of their relatives own a cabin in North Georgia. They're looking right now at North Carolina, but could use some suggestions. My kids are fourth generation Palm Beach County Floridians. And this is all they know. I grow fruits and fruit trees, and I know how to graft. So they got definitely a lot of ability to grow fruit down in Florida. They said it's gotten crazy around here with the crime, and the amount of Haitians that are just showing up is staggering. The average house price on my street is $750,000. They now put Section 8 housing in our area mixed in with our houses. It's some new equity program. I've witnessed 3 drive-by shootings in front of my house. This house has been in our family for 3 generations, and I have to let it go. So they're looking at moving. I'm sick to my stomach to watch my country falling apart. This person said a woman posted on their local Facebook that they had clothes at the laundromat and someone stole the clothes out of the laundromat. They're thinking it may be an immigrant, but they're not sure. So hopefully they find out who is doing this. This person says, several times a month I purchase $20 worth of groceries to help stock a little free pantry, and they send a little picture. It's sort of like an outdoor pantry, small, and you can put food in it, and if you need food, you can take it out. So I noticed a few things that were getting near expiration date coming up soon, so they put those in there because they've been stockpiling for a while and they have a lot of extras. So hopefully someone will use those. After dropping off items at the pantry this morning, I went to Walmart stocking up on more items for long-term storage. I was planning on spending several $100s, but actually only spent $30. Most of the items that I was looking to replace all had the Best Buy dates expiring in next month or so. I did strike up a conversation with another lady this morning at Walmart. She, like myself, felt overwhelming urge to get our house in order. So they're going to go out. She's going to go out to another store and see if they can find very long expiration dates. This person says, I live in New York State. I just spoke to State Farm regarding my car insurance premium. My agent informed me rates are going to increase 25% at the next renewal for all of New York State. She also said other insurance companies are implementing similar increases. As far as reducing rates, there wasn't much to offer. Increased deductible from $500 to $1,000 will save me a whopping $7.50 per month. We can also take a DMV approved defensive driving course and will save 8% every 6 months for 3 years. I will tell you, I got my State Farm on one of my vehicles, the bill, and mine was up about 20%. This is coming from MK. She's our reporter down in Australia. She says, Bank West in Australia to close all branches and become digital only. Prices have started going up again in Australia. Private health insurance costs to rise again shortly. They're saying meat products are going up, and dishwasher detergent has risen a lot, and sometimes it's not even available on the shelf. This is coming from a person that says, my opinion, Democrats, liberals are trying to overthrow the U.S. from within. Stuff like transgender, release with no bail, open borders, and lots of other crazy ideas. You know what I'm saying. This upsets me greatly, and I've come to the point of just rejecting my friends that are Democrats and who are supporting all of this. I have pushed them away and don't want to be around them. They are, in my opinion, the enemy of the U.S. and all good things it stands for. I don't even want to sit next to them in church. The preacher will not, heavily emphasize, capitalize, will not discuss anything that is even close to a political topic. So I left my church and I'm looking for another church. Preachers talk about everything else in life, but they refuse to touch politics. I think they should have the cojones and faith to tell it like it is. I want to know what the Bible says about those topics. Maybe I'm wrong about some of it and need to change. I don't know. So the question is, how do you handle liberal friends in time where they're supporting the demise of our great country? Has that affect you? Question mark. And what about preachers and political topics? Question mark. And I'm looking for for me to discuss this on YouTube, and that's a good, very good. Yes, most preachers won't talk about things that make people uncomfortable, because if people are uncomfortable or don't like it, they'll leave. And if you leave the church, then you're not financially helping the church. So yes, a lot of preachers do not preach, and they don't talk about politics. This person is from mid-rural Illinois. Prices are really soaring. Gas went from $2.99 and went up to $3.79. 30 cents of that was just overnight. Eggs I've been buying for $1.29 is now $3.79. All chicken went up 20 cents a pound. Pork went up $1 a pound at Walmart. 3 pounds of non-organic apples runs about $5 or more. One cucumber was 89 cents. The bread I bought a year ago used to be $1.69. Now it's $3. So I will tell you what is happening. This is just an increase. And going back, a lot of people sent me that, everything they're buying at the grocery store is going up in price. And that's true. I think overall inflation since Biden took over is 19% overall, and food I think is 21. One of those numbers is 19 and one is 21. So yes, everyone is seeing an increase in price. This person says, I'm 25 years old and I live in Northwest Indiana, and I've been prepping on my own since I was 18. I graduated a degree in mechanical engineering in December and got laid off my last job that same month. I have been unable to find work in my field, and the only advice I've been given is to lie about my skin color and sexual orientation to increase my chances. I'm unwilling to do that, so I've been relying on my preps to help me get through until I find something. He has been able to do a lot of weapons training, got some weapons purchased, a year's worth of food, ways to purify water, medical supplies on a college student's budgets. Tell the people they can do it with proper planning. So that should be an encouragement. A college student can prep. Hopefully you can prep also. This person says, I work with a state-funded waiver program for people under the age of 60. Is meant to help provide home care. There has been a huge uptick in people grasping at straws, asking for assistance with bills and food. This waiver is meant to help provide additional health care, not finances. Even the ones who ask for health care at home and accepted into the program can wait a year or more to find an agency to provide the needed services. Some of these people can't wait that long. It can be very disheartening. I appreciate you doing what you're doing. You're probably seeing a lot of people in pain, and emotionally it can wear on you. So praying that you will stay strong. Hey, Southern Prepper, I just want to report that my husband and I are going out of our mind because of all the theft and thievery. We've been burglarized at our storage shed 2 years in a row. Moved to a second one because we thought it'd be a safer facility with all the gates, cameras, locks, etc. However, the second burglary was worse. They cut into their thing and took all my husband's masonry tools that he uses to make a living, even down to the hand trowels, lines and chalks, all the small stuff. They also got a generator, stone saw, chop saw, and all the other stuff, scaffolding that he uses. So they've been hit twice. The second burglary cost them $15,000, and they went in and told me more of the crime in their area. So to sum it up, they said, we have become a third world nation. With the flood of illegal migrants, it is only going to become worse. The ignorant migrants are taking over companies and institutions. And yes, with more people needing resources, there will be an increase in crime, especially when you come across the border and you've already broken one law. There's not much stopping you. Now, I would like to say there's probably really good people coming across the border illegally that are just looking for a better life. And these are the people I feel sorry for. These are the people I would like to help if they went through a legal process. But there are a lot of criminals crossing the border. There's been a lot of countries down south, they have released a lot of prisoners to get rid of them and pushed them up to us. This is coming from not far from me in western North Carolina mountains. Times are very tough out here, and they live in the mountains. I am a lucky one, actively working full time. Fuel prices are about $3.10. Their property taxes have increased a lot. Property insurance increased a lot. Go out to eat has increased a lot. But they also said most normal citizens of the U.S. knows that all these prices are increasing. This is from Southern Virginia. I was in my grocery store a few weeks ago and heard two workers talking. One had a handful of papers that she said listed new prices that will be changing. She was listing off items and new price increases. She said this will be a tremendous increase in price and proceeded to say, how is she going to keep the store open? They also said, my husband is on pain medicine, and a few weeks ago, the pharmacy could not get the medicine for him. It was several days before they were able to get a lower dose for him. My health insurance has stopped paying for one of my prescriptions. No explanations except they just stopped, and the cash price is $175. They are also saying that their eggs went from $2.39 to $4.39. I'm going to stop there. There's a lot more that I'll cover on another day. But I just wanted you to feel what other people are feeling. And you're probably feeling the same thing. A lot of people have said it's getting difficult for them. At first, they could make little cuts, but now everything's gone up. And people are saying, I could afford the food, but now my insurance has gone up. My rent has gone up. And this is all just adding to people's stress. So, do what you can. Cut out what you don't need. You do not need all kinds of, television. If you got cable, cut it out. Go to Roku, go to free services. That could be one thing you could save money. Look at your phone plan. Maybe you could cut down on your phone plan and reduce your cost that way. So, not trying to discourage you, but other people are feeling this all over the United States. We'll see what the election brings. But what I'm seeing with politicians, they really don't care about the average me and you. They're still spending money like crazy. They're still wanting to send money to all these other foreign countries when we have Americans here that are literally needing immediately help to put food on the table and just get basic health care. Thanks for watching.